the country's financial system. It's being said it'll unlock $1 trillion in foreign investment. Arsalan Tariq is a partner at BSA Law and a specialist in Islamic and conventional banking. It's on the line from Dubai. Good morning.
Good morning.
And the
Thank
difference.
You for having me here.
No, well, thanks for coming on. The difference, as I understand it, between conventional banking, as we might call it, and Sharia banking is really to do with the way interest is handled. Is that right?
That's correct. So conventional banking is based on interest, which is riba, which is prohibited in Sharia-compliant financing. On the other way, in Sharia-compliant financing, it's a profit-based model, and in some way or the other, banks are also responsible for the losses. Sharia-compliant financing is asset-based, where there is actual economic activity that is happening, as opposed to conventional financing, which is interest-based, money-based, where money is treated as an asset, whereas in Sharia, money is only medium of exchange, and it looks to have a real economic activity which reduces the risk for the parties.
And do you think it's a real distinction? I mean, I understand. I understand what you say is you're paid on profit rather than interest. But do you think there's a real difference?
I think there is a real difference. So there's a very, very famous example in Islamic finance that is given, and that's You go to the West, you go to America, you have the same McDonald's burger, but it's not halal. But you come to the Middle East, you have the exact same McDonald's burger, but it's halal, right? So it's the process that goes through.
That cooks the burger.
And that cooks the burger, makes it halal or haram, right?
Right.
It's exactly the same, but it's the process. And in the process, at one end, you can see money being exchanged. At the other, you are focusing on real economic activity, which creates jobs, which creates more certainty, which reduces gharar or uncertainty from the business model, thereby reducing risk. That's why you promote Islamic financing.
And do you think it will make the enormous difference in the case of Uzbekistan, as it appears they're hoping for $1 trillion in foreign investment?
Definitely, I think it will make a lot of difference for Uzbekistan. Firstly, because this will sort of make them regionally competitive, because their peers in their neighboring countries have already introduced Islamic finance, so they cannot be left behind. It will be a strategic disadvantage for them. Secondly, a lot of investments from our part of the world, from the Middle East, from Saudi Arabia, or other parts of GCC, come to this region, and they look for Islamic structures. So they look for Sharia-compliant investments. So when there is a clearly laid down Islamic finance framework, it will be easy to attract investments from highly liquid jurisdictions.
And just to pick up on what you said, the competitors, or that Uzbekistan's competitors, are already doing this. So this element in the economy is quite widespread in that part of the world, is it?
It's getting the steam now. I mean, Kazakhstan has already done it. They have the financial center in place. I would think Uzbekistan would want to do the same. Islamic finance framework this year. Next, probably you will see a financial center coming in, where they would try to sort of give in the legal framework to give certainty to the international investors to come in and invest over there.
And there's no downside. It doesn't put off people who are looking for a more conventional financial system.
I think at this point, it works in parallel and probably creates more opportunities, because there are faith-based investors. There are, there is sizable Muslim population in Uzbekistan, which sort of seeks to avoid interest-based banking. They would become part of the system. They would start to save. They would start to invest once this is in place. I've seen this model happening before. I've been in the region since 2015. It was a nascent time when Islamic finance was introduced. For example, in Oman, it was only introduced in 2012, and I was there from 2014. And we have seen this happening.
Right. Arsalan Tariq, thank you very much indeed for explaining all that.